Ireland won the Six Nations, fair and square, right? A dominant, controlled, and comfortable performance throughout the entire tournament. So what got them there? What makes them considered one of the best teams in the world right now? Just before I continue, and to stop people physically and metaphorically pooing themselves, by no means am I saying that Ireland are the best team in the world right now. In fact, all teams within the top 10 are great in their own right. Hold on a sec. Oh, actually, hold on a second. I'll just have to... Yeah, okay, that's better. Yeah, so I'll just restart that. Actually, all teams within the top 10 are fantastic within their own right. But what is making this Ireland team tick? What is making them so successful at the moment? Let's have a deep dive into their squad and see what we can find. When we look at the players within this Irish team, let's be honest with each other. They're all really, really good. It's hard to look at this squad and say that there's a weak link. But today, I'm just going to highlight a few of these players, a few key players that I think are so influential within this team. The first player I want to highlight today is Big Dan at hooker. He epitomises what makes a modern day hooker. Long are the days where you have a man that strongly resembles a thumb running round like a headless chicken. But these days we desire a man that is built like a thumb, but also has a technical skill and ability to beat defenders and make them look quite silly. Sheehan has both. He is not only large, he is also extremely agile and has a great set of footwork on him. A player like Sheehan is great within a squad that runs a 1-3-3 shape, because you can stick him on the wing and he can do some serious damage. He adds a new weapon to the forward pack, because not only can you have a man that does the hard graft in the middle, he can also skin a winger on the outside and put someone else in the corner. Let's take a look at this for example. He starts by making a good break round the outside, making some serious yards, and then he quickly gets up off of his feet and sets again on the blind side. What this does is it creates another layer of options and finds himself finishing it off in the corner. And the icing on the cake with Sheehan is that he's only 25 years old. He has some serious potential to make it to the pinnacle of the game. If you want collision dominance, which essentially is the nuts and bolts of rugby, isn't it? Men, women running over each other, trying to hurt each other essentially, then look no further than Bundee. He might be one of the largest men in the world that can not only run extremely fast but also has a silky skill set. Whether it's off a line out or a scrum, Bundee can almost guarantee you some decent yardage off each carry. It's simple mathematics really, isn't it? A good strong carry with speed of ball after gives you line breaks, gives you momentum within the game of rugby, and momentum is a seriously powerful weapon, which is why Bundee is a seriously powerful weapon. His World Cup was outstanding. His Six Nations was equally as good, if not better. This guy seems to be getting better and better every time we see him play on the international stage. So the sky's the limit for him. Not only can he give you front foot ball, he also has a silky pair of hands on him. He's a dangerous weapon when he comes around the corner out the back of a forward pod, because defenses simply don't know if he's going to ship the ball further or if he's going to take the carry himself. And that's something that's really overlooked within his game, the ability to have that front foot ball, but also produce thick hands out the back of a forward pod that can give your team lots and lots of momentum. Now, not only do they have carry dominance within the centres, they also have it out on the wing with James Lowe. And yes, James Lowe is very fast, he's very strong, but I want to focus on an aspect of his game that is slightly overlooked: his left leg. And yes, I mean his left leg. James Lowe has a boot on him. Having a man on your team that can literally kick a ball into the atmosphere is extremely beneficial when you have an aspect of the game that is literally called a kicking battle. You could literally just have James Lowe's left leg running around on the pitch and it would somehow find its way into the man of the match interview at the end of the game. Having a winger that can sit in the backfield and not only produce dangerous counterattacks, but also put kicks over the top of people's heads is extremely valuable. Let's be honest, most wingers have a 50p foot, but not James Lowe. James Lowe has a Boeing 747 strapped to his leg, and as a result, can put his team into seriously good positions around the pitch. What makes Ireland so good at the moment is how they control a game. They seem to put a ridiculous amount of pressure onto their opponents, almost like a big Irish boa constrictor, squeezing the life out of their opposition and knowing exactly when to strike. Now, do you know who I think is great and extremely necessary for Ireland to achieve this style of play? Jamison Gibson Park. He understands completely how the game of rugby works. He knows when to up the tempo and put pressure on a defence that's on the back foot, but he also knows when it's time to slow things down, and that speed of ball isn't necessarily the key to rugby immortality. He knows that if Ireland are on the back foot, he can slow the ball down, regain their composure, and then begin to speed it up again, and then know when to strike again. He's also got a serious amount of flair himself as a player. Look at this, a cheeky cross-field grubber to his winger. That is outrageous, not only showing the skills that he has on display, but also the vision that he has as a 9. He is a seriously top player. And it would be wrong for me to go throughout this entire video and not mention Mr. Potato Head himself, Furlong. He is potentially one of the best props we've ever seen grace the game of rugby. He has the strength of a roided up rhinoceros, but also the grace of a ballet dancer, and that is something not to be ignored. I mean, everyone's seen the clips where he's dancing his way through Scottish defenders, but then there's also clips of him literally throwing off humongous men in Brodie Retallick and Reid. I think the combination of those two clips round him up so nicely. He's not only got that strength, but he's got that little bit of grace as well. Those little magical bits of skill that he sprinkles in there to make him the top pinnacle of the game. He's a jack of all trades. He's not only just a big lad, and my God, is he a big lad. He's 119 kg according to the Irish Rugby website, and he uses that weight to dominate the scrum. Now, I'll be honest, I don't have the first idea about scrums. I'm a 9 myself, and when the scrum goes down, I just kind of shout, you know, you can't do that, ref. Just kind of hoping that the opposition had done the bad thing. So I don't really have a leg to stand on when it comes to talking about scrummaging. But by the looks of it, it seems like this bloke's pretty good at scrummaging, alright? The scrums seem to, most of the time, go forward when he puts the old accelerator on, okay? So it gives Ireland that bit of set-piece dominance that they need. Now, I've spoken about a few of the players now, but I want to quickly touch on the coach, Andy Farrell. He's really cool, isn't he? He's like a James Bond character, isn't he? He's cool, he's calm, he's collected. He knows his tactical whereabouts down to each individual detail. At least that's what it seems from an outsider's point of view. Farrell's the kind of guy that would be able to persuade me into buying a premium meal deal at Tesco's, you know? He seems to be able to motivate people in a different way. He seems like he always has a plan. He always has that next step for his team. And what a team he's created so far. There's a reason why he's coaching the British and Irish Lions in their upcoming tour, because he's really shown his colours when it's come to coaching this Irish team. So there you go, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please drop a like below and maybe subscribe if you want to watch some future content. I'm thinking I maybe make this into some sort of series where I just look at different squads and highlight a few of their players. So let me know if you want me to do that in the comments below. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Nearly at 500 subscribers, so it's been a journey so far. So thank you so much for your ongoing support. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you all again pretty soon. Goodbye.